The history of Winchester dates back to 450 BC, when Celtic tribes settled on the east bank of the River Itchen on what is now known as St Catherine's Hill. 500 years later, in AD 70, the Romans arrived and began to create a walled city, naming it Venta Belgarum. Then, with the crowning of King Alfred in AD 871, Winchester became the capital of Saxon England. Alfred's burial site was discovered at Hyde Abbey in 1999. Following the Norman invasion of 1066, the town surrendered to William the Conqueror, who built himself both a palace and a castle. And 20 years later, the Domesday Book was compiled here. Good morning and welcome to Hampshire and the South Downs Way. I'm finally starting this magnificent long distance route that is 100 miles from Winchester to Eastbourne. So I'm joined by Mike from Higgsybear Outdoors.
Hello.
Give him a subscribe. I've decided to section hike the whole route. So today this video is going to be Winchester to Exton, which is 12 miles according to the guidebook. We're going to be wild camping, so we've left Winchester city behind. There was the magnificent cathedral, there was the Abbey Mill, the River Itchen, lots of history there, and it's definitely worth a return visit for like maybe a city break. So the guidebooks I'm going to be using for the South Downs Way are the A to Z South Downs Way map, very useful. Uses like Ordnance Survey mapping. Then I've got the official National Trail Guide. Mike's got a copy of this as well, and that only shows it Eastbourne to Winchester, and it's got lots of history in it, lots of useful phone numbers for accommodation and whatnot. And then the other one I've got is the Cicerone guidebook. I'm a big fan of those, and this one describes the route east to west and west to east as well. We've both got very similar tents, very similar. So I've got my Wild Country Helm 1 tent. And Mike, what have you got?
I've got the Wild Country Helm Compact 1 tent.
So just, yeah, compact. So it could be good to sort of maybe look at the differences between the two, because I've never actually seen a Helm 1 Compact in the flesh, as it were. So that would be good to see. I've got a cider as well for tonight, and I've got a surprise beverage for me and Mike to share. Mike knows already, but you'll have to wait and see what it is. So yeah, looking forward to it. It's going to be good fun. This has been a long time coming, the South Downs Way, and I just can't wait to get cracking with it. So join us. I hope you enjoy it. The first part in a new series. You know what I'm going to say. Enough talking. Let's get walking. Although the long walk begins in the heart of Winchester, it does not take long to escape this small historic city in order to explore the open spaces for which the Downs are noted. Immediately after leaving Chilcombe, the way climbs onto the Downs, then follows a series of farm tracks across a rolling landscape with a surprisingly remote feel to it. There's a typo. Ridder's Route. This lovely early Norman church stands hardly unaltered since it was built on a site now designated as an area of outstanding natural beauty overlooking the valley of Chilcombe. John Washington, a near kinsman of George Washington, first President of the United States, was rector from 1803 to 1812 and is buried in Winchester Cathedral. Although several country roads are crossed, Exton is the only true village, and only a small one at that, on this section of the walk. However, even Exton is bypassed by cyclists and horse riders, following the bridleway alternative which, in this instance, skirts Beacon Hill, loops round to Warnford, north of Exton on the way to West Meon, and continues along a country lane heading south-east before being reunited with the Walker's route near Old Winchester Hill. On a practical level, this first stage is fairly undemanding. It's well signed and waymarked, and the views are especially rewarding near Beacon Hill and Old Winchester Hill. Cheesefoot Head is where General Eisenhower addressed the Allied troops in the early summer of 1944 before the D-Day landings.
Soldiers, sailors and airmen of the Allied Expeditionary Force, you are about to embark upon the great crusade toward which we have striven these many months. The eyes of the world are upon you. The hopes and prayers of liberty-loving people everywhere march with you. In company with our brave allies and brothers in arms on other fronts, you will bring about the destruction of the German war machine, the elimination of Nazi tyranny over the oppressed peoples of Europe, and security for ourselves in a free world. Your task will not be an easy one. Your enemy is well-trained, well-equipped, and battle-hardened. He will fight savagely. But this is the year 1944. Much has happened since the Nazi triumphs of 1940-41. The United Nations have inflicted upon the Germans great defeats in open battle, man to man. Our air offensive has seriously reduced their strength in the air and their capacity to wage war on the ground. Our home fronts have given us an overwhelming superiority in weapons and munitions of war, and placed at our disposal great reserves of trained fighting men. The tide has turned. The free men of the world are marching together to victory. I have full confidence in your courage, devotion to duty, and skill in battle. We will accept nothing less than full victory. Good luck, and let us all beseech the blessing of Almighty God upon this great and noble undertaking.
Oh, he's back. He's got a route named after him. Alan! So, me and Mike are about halfway. We've just seen a milestone back there that said Winchester was 6.5 miles, so that's how far we've done. And what was it like? Eastbourne was like 94 miles to go. So I want to draw your attention to here. This is Holden Farm, and they do camping as well. The South Downs Way goes right through the property, and there's also a little water tap near the milestone that I just mentioned, where you can fill up water if you're doing the route. Handy little things to know, tidbits of information. So this is, or was, the Milburys, which was a pub, and it looks very much like it's no longer a pub. It looks like there was even accommodation there. It's a shame because this is where I wanted to get water from for tonight's camp. So yeah, we could well be knocking on someone's door to collect water, I think. But yeah, there was accommodation here as well, but it doesn't look like it closed down long ago, because there's, yeah, like I say, there's all the benches still out here. There's an umbrella over there, and there's the pub sign just up there. Right, okay. Let's go and find somewhere else to get some water then. So the weather has finally reared its ugly head. It's been raining a little bit. The temperature's dropped maybe a tad, but yeah, we've got a little bit of rain. Only light at the moment, but still it's enough. Good thing is, of course, GoPros are waterproof. Loving that. So just stopped at a little farm, literally on the South Downs Way. And just knocked on someone's door to collect some water for the camp tonight. So I've got 2.5 litres now of water. That should be enough. From past experiences of wild camping on the South Downs, in good weather it's sublime, like anywhere, but when the weather's bad, it's really bad. I've been caught in a couple of storms before, a couple of failed camps. Yeah, all that bad weather coming in off the English Channel. You're up high, so you know, two worst things: you're close to the sea and you're up high. So the weather's always going to be a bit dicey. So yeah, but it's still lovely, and it's just so good to be doing this finally. So yeah, thank you to the kind people back there for filling up my water bottles. It's getting chilly, but we're not far from Beacon Hill Nature Reserve, and there's like remnants of a hill fault up there, I believe, and we're going to try and look for somewhere to wild camp around there. We'll see how it goes. If we find a better spot before then, we'll do that, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. Anyway, enough talking, let's get walking. So here at Loma Farm, we've found a South Downs Way drinking water point. It looks like maybe that's maybe a dog. Like a dog bowl. There we go. Oh, it won't switch off. Switch off. That's it. Awesome. That's really useful to know. Could have got water from there, couldn't I? And yeah, the good thing about the South Downs Way and a lot of the national trails walks is it's really well signposted, so you even get to meet the farmers of like the area that you're walking through. You can like scan QR codes and all that sort of fancy stuff and watch videos of it and stuff, and then it also tells you distances. So from here at Loma Farm, the nearest tap west was Holden Farm, 3.1 miles away, so we saw that one earlier on. And then the nearest tap east is the Sustainability Centre, which is 9.8 miles away. Funnily enough, that's where I stayed last night, because I travelled down here last night because it was like a 2-hour drive, and was like, I'll be able to get an early start and sort of get up early, and yeah, stayed there. Really good place. Stay there. Cheers Lily, giving him a shout out. He was the guy that runs like the Eco Lodge bit there, and yeah, was having a good chat this morning over breakfast. Yeah. And then final thing on here to show you is this disc here, and that is the Monarch's Way, and it's a long distance footpath. Can't remember where it starts and I can't remember where it finishes from, but I'll put it on the screen up here. And yeah, it follows the escape route, I believe, of King Charles II. Don't know if you'll be able to make it out, but I believe this field here that's got a couple of cows in is the site of the abandoned medieval village of Loma. It's marked on OS maps as that, and on the map it actually shows like earthworks and stuff, and mounds and, you know, hollows and stuff, and I don't know if you can make them out, but there's a few here, so I'm guessing it could well be here, which is pretty cool. Yeah, abandoned medieval village, could be, educated guess, Black Death, you know, they moved away from there, who knows, but yeah, pretty cool. Permissive bridleway to Sailor's Lane. Ooh!
Beacon Hill is a national nature reserve on an Iron Age hill fault site, on which there are said to be more than 13 varieties of orchid growing.
So we're set up. Mike's got his Wild Country Helm 1 compact set up just next door, and I've got the old school Wild Country Helm 1. And so set up, I had to get in the tent quickly and change out of some wet clothes and get some warm stuff on, because it's got really cold. The rain's kind of on and off really. There was a fog that rolled in. Yeah, just sort of made visibility quite difficult out past the trees. I've got this new GoPro light mounted on the thing. It keeps going off for some reason. You can charge it up and it has bugger all battery in it, so we might have to go old school here, people, and use the head torch propped up job. There we go. That's not so bad, is it? No, something like that anyway will make do. So tonight, Matthew, I'll mostly be eating Decathlon freeze-dried meals. Dinner will consist of this pasta bolognese. I've had this one loads and loads of times, and it's a banker for me. I love it. Generous portion size, tastes like actual food. 280ml of water it takes, so not loads, and like I say, you get a lot of food in there. For dessert, raspberry crumble. Had this one a few times. It's a bit hit and miss. You literally only need 25ml of water in it, or as Mike said, a shot. And yeah, it literally gives you about maybe 5 spoonfuls tops. But it tastes good, but you don't want to you literally put bugger all water in it, otherwise it will just be like a soup and you have to drink it. So I went to Go Outdoors the other day. Shouldn't have done, because, you know, trying to save a bit of money, me and Dole. And like, Go Outdoors is like the toy shop, and you just don't like leaving there without anything. You like to buy something, you know. So we found the bargain bins, which was a godsend. So I'm just tucking into this protein bar. It's a Battle Bites cookies and cream. I've had them before, really nice, and it was like just £1. Then I found, if anyone likes Cliff Bars, there was loads of those reduced to, I don't know if that says £1.50. Yeah, it's £1.50, maybe £1.60, which is cheap for a Cliff Bar. Like, they are really expensive, but really good. They can almost act as like a meal replacement. So I picked those up, and a few other bits and bobs. I'm going to show you now, may as well. Some energy gels, So, like one of those Science in Sport ones, the posh brand. This one's cola flavour, and it was £1, so it could taste grim, but it's got caffeine in it, and that's useful for long walks. So, and then I'm gonna have to move this light, sorry, because it was doing my head in. Then the bargain of the lot, though. Where is it? I put it somewhere and I can't find it. It's here somewhere. Oh no, it's out here. That's why, dickhead. Right. Anyway, I tend to use gas stoves a lot. You know, I do like meths and solid fuel, all that jazz. But I do like a gas stove. You know, it's quick, it's relatively reliable. Very noisy though, I know. So, for years I've been using an Outkit Kraku, a tiny little gas stove that fits in the palm of your hand. Got it for my 30th birthday, so yeah, for like 5 years I've had it. So we was in these bargain bins in Go Outdoors, and I come across something. I was like, there's no way that should be in the bargain bin, but sure enough it was. And it's this. It is an OEX Etna folding gas stove, like a pretty small gas stove. I suppose it's a bit bigger than the others. And it didn't have a box, so I'm guessing it was an ex-display model. Now these usually retail at something like maybe 25 quid, maybe 20 if you're lucky. I can't remember anyway. This one was £14.40. So to me that's a bargain. I was like, yeah. So I'm going to try cooking on this tonight and see what it's like. I've got my gas, a new canister of gas by the way. This has not been used, so it'll be a good test for the stove. And yeah, we'll see what's happening. Mike's got Steak Detective Lancashire hot pot.
That's the one.
Sounds nice, yeah, very nice. We need warm, hearty food at the moment because it's a bit fresh. And we've been walking all day, and then the last part of it was pissing it down. Anyways, enough yakking and let's get snacking, people. Right, so the stove is set up, ready to go. Whoa. Yes! Bargain bin stove. Yes! Look at that there. £14.40 in the sale. Food has rehydrated. Keeping it warm in the sleeping bag. That looks awesome. Wide variety of colours. Lots of different vegetables going on in there. That's good. Warm food, that's what we need. I've got a chamomile tea somewhere. There we go. We'll have a cider a bit later on. I'm trying to tuck into this at the moment. So it's that time of night. It's cider time. Mike's got a couple of brew dogs. They're going down well apparently. And I have got this cider that I bought from home. I think I might have picked it up in a local farm shop actually. So it's a Jack Rat sparkling cider made from freshly pressed West Country cider apples. It's 4.8%. Our Jack Rat ciders are named after notorious local smuggler Jack Rattenbury. The secret passageways and hidden caves that can still be found along the Lyme Bay coastline prove the perfect landscape for Jack's roguish exploits. Our aim is to capture the daring and intrepid spirit of this famous smuggler in the bold flavours of our ciders, crafted using West Country apples from Jack Rattenbury's old stomping ground. That's pretty cool. That's like a cider with a bit of history to it. I quite like that. I've not actually read that until just now, so yeah, impressed with the backstory to that straight away. Cheers everyone, and yeah, here's to a hopefully an exciting series of videos and a brilliant journey that I'm sure the South Downs Way will be. Here's the first cider. of the South Downs. Cheers. Cheers, Mike.
Cheers, Tom.
Ooh. Okay, it smells strong. Oh, it's very dry. Oh. We say daring and intrepid. Yeah, daring, all right, that's for sure. If you like kind of like medium dry / dry ciders, then yeah, you'll like that. There's not too much fizz to it. Yeah, like it's not very gassy. A plain original tasting cider, so I'm not normally a fan of them. There's got to be something really special, like a unique sort of twist to an original cider for me to like it. But I would say because of the story behind it with this famous smuggler, and the artwork's quite cool. Like there's a this old boat on it, and the writings on the sails. That's quite cool. So there's a nice nautical theme to it. That's what saves it. So I'm gonna have to be honest and give it a 5 out of 10. I think like those points are mainly for the story, not the taste itself. It's a pretty standard original cider really. But if that's what you like, if you're into your original tasting ciders that taste like a cider, without fruity flavours or anything, then that's a good one for you. Do you still want a bit of my secret drink?
Ooh.
Oh.
Ooh. Yes, I'll try.
You forgot about that, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah. We've got so much alcohol to drink. Bloody hell. So this was from English Heritage, where myself and Dawn went to Wiltshire for my birthday, and we just did loads of sightseeing. Didn't really do any camping. It was more, B&Bs, hotels, a vintage railway carriage we stayed in. That was quite cool. And yeah, we went to places like Stonehenge and all that sort of stuff. I have filmed the whole holiday. I'm umming and ahhing whether to release it or not. If you want to see it, let me know, and I'll get round to editing and posting at some point. But anyway, I digress. In one of the English Heritage shops, we picked up a small, travel-friendly size bottle of traditional mead, because it's an old drink, one of the oldest drinks I think, or something. That's why they were selling it, and you could sample bits of it. Sweet and delicious honey-based wine, richly flavoured. It's 14.5%. It's a fall asleep in your shoes and wear a nappy job. Right, I'll read you the blurb while we're here. Our range of meads are crafted in small batches by the award-winning Lime Bay Winery. They are fermented and blended on site, which captures the rich and floral characteristics of the unique blends of honey. I think mead's got quite a warming taste to it, which is probably what we need. Yeah, looking forward to it. That's going to be good. That's your lot for the drinks. We're gonna work our way through those. Wish us luck. And enough thinking, and let's get drinking. We've ventured outside the tents as there's a break in the rain to sample the mead. It's wild camping with Oliver Reed. 14.5%. And then we've just been sharing Withnell and I quotes. Brilliant cult film if anyone's seen it. Here's to a delightful weekend in the country.
Chin chin.
Chin chin. Cheers everyone. We'll have a sniff of that. Right, a little bit first.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, see what that's like. Wait for it. Oh.
Ooh.
Oh.
Honey.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's got quite a medicinal taste to it. Like, I don't think I could drink a lot of it. Luckily, we've only got that bit left. Like, I poured myself quite a bit, and I was like, oh, and that's very fucked up. It was a big mistake. It's very medicinal.
Yeah.
Out of 10?
7.
A 7, okay.
Let's not be too hasty now.
6 3/4. Yeah, it's all right. Do you want some more?
Be rude not to. Consumables.
Say when.
When?
Right.
Yeah, that's for you.
That'll do us. Excellent. Yep. Whack that in there.
I'll borrow it for the alcohol stove in a minute.
Oh yeah, we could actually. Yeah.
Chin chin.
Chin chin. Cheers everyone to the South Downs Way. Many adventures on this route to come. So, enough yawning, and I'll see you in the morning. Good night. Night, Mike.
Night, Tom.
Fantastic intercourse, Higgsy. We must do that more often. Good morning. We've awoken to a bit of a kind of misty, cloudy, overcast day. Not as cold as yesterday, and thankfully no rain. Last night's camp was really good fun. Yeah, I'm glad we got to do a camp, because at one point we really didn't think we'd be able to, and yeah, we got away with one here this morning. We've literally seen there was 2 women walking. Don't think they even noticed us because we were like right next to the path, and then there was, I think, a French guy that was doing the South Downs Way, and he was doing it from Eastbourne to Winchester. So today was his last day. He's got 10 miles to go, and yeah, he clearly looked like he'd been wild camping. Like he had a big rucksack, mat on the back, and he saw us, and yeah, we said, "Lonnie, that looks like a good camping spot." And hello. So from here, at this trig point on the top of Beacon Hill, which apparently used to be a hill fall, we're going to be heading that way and sort of down the hill, down into the valley below us. I think it's called the Meon Valley because there's the River Meon there, to a lovely little village called Exton, and that is the end of this section, the first part of the South Downs Way. So Winchester to Exton, 12 miles apparently. That's where my car's parked. Literally it's on the lane that's actually part of the South Downs Way, which is convenient. Let's get the last bit of this done. It's been a fantastic weekend so far. Mike's been great company. We've had a proper laugh. Enough talking. Let's get walking.
Exton is a charming small village with the little River Meon passing through. The name suggests it originated as a farmstead of the East Saxons. The church is 13th century. Accommodation may be found here and also in neighbouring Corhampton, Meonstoke and Droxford.
Well, we've just arrived in Exton. We're just leaving this little bridleway, and the South Downs Way continues to the left along this quiet lane round the back of Exton. Loads of nice houses here, and just around the corner here will be my car. I'll turn the camera so you can see the face of the idiot that left his car keys in Mike's car back in Winchester. So if Luke, if you're watching this, you can relate to this because I did it with you on the North Downs Way. I left my keys in your car. So we have got to get an Uber into Winchester to get Mike's car first with my keys, then come back here to get my car. So yeah, I'll pay for the cab because it's my mistake. Yeah. It was just a moment of dread. I was like, I can't believe I've done this again. But it's been a fantastic weekend. We've had a right giggle.
We have.
Me and Mike.
It's been brilliant.
Yeah, so we'll see you back in Winchester because we've got a little surprise for you, haven't we?
We have.
Yeah, we've got a historical tidbit to share with you back in Winchester. So see you in a bit. So welcome back after a Uber back into Winchester and picking up Mike's car. We have driven to the Hospital of St Cross and the Porter's Lodge. It's a very old building, as you can see, here in Winchester, and it's the Hospital of St Cross and almshouses of noble poverty. So it opens to the public, and there's the entrance just through there. So what we are planning to do is, according to the South Downs Way guidebook, if you knock on the door of the Porter's Lodge here and ask for the Wayfarer's Dole, they give you a small piece of bread and like a small cup of beer or ale of some kind, and it's, I think, one of, if not the oldest charities in the country. And basically it's kind of like you know, like a small meal they'd give to pilgrims, or I guess people that were, yeah, walking the South Downs Way, or like making a pilgrimage, because I think this is part of the Pilgrim's Way, which like links, I think, a few cathedrals together. Could be wrong, I'm not sure about that, so it might go to Salisbury Cathedral in Wiltshire, but I need my guidebooks. Anyway, either way, yeah, we're gonna see if we can get the Wayfarer's Dole here. And I think that's such a cool age-old custom, so yeah, wish us luck. We might not get it, who knows. Well, that might just be the highlight of the weekend, if not one of the highlights probably of the South Downs Way. We entered the Hospital of St Cross, which is, as you can see, an ancient, magnificent complex of buildings here, and I believe he was a priest called Dominic, come out in full gown and regalia, and asked us if we were okay, what he could do to help. And I said, well, basically I told a little bit of a white lie, which is not always the best thing, and said that we've been walking the South Downs Way. We started in Eastbourne and we're walking to Winchester, so we've only got like a mile or so to go to get to the cathedral. And we've heard that the oldest charity in England still exists, the Wayfarer's Dole, and that you can ask for it here. And he went, yeah, you certainly can. Follow me through to the porter's lodge. And this really kind lady come out, and she was the porter. She was in charge of all the keys apparently here. And she was like, can you give these two gentlemen food and something to drink? And it was honestly, I felt like an actual pilgrim. And they was like, you're welcome to stay here and rest for a while and all this. And he was asking us, is this like a religious pilgrimage or a secular journey and stuff like that? And it was, yeah, absolutely fascinating. And so they brought out two small cups of like an ale with the crosses on, and the plate that it come on had like a cross in the centre and two small pieces of bread. And yeah, and as I say, you've probably seen by the footage, we got to eat that and drink the ale, which was actually really nice. Like, I'm not normally an ale drinker. I think it was ale or something like that. It was a very dark coloured substance. It was really nice. I think it was beer actually. I don't know. And yeah, we was chatting away, and it's just amazing that still exists. So if you are doing the South Downs Way, whichever direction you're doing it, I highly encourage you to come here to the Hospital of St Cross, to the Porter's Lodge, and ask for the Wayfarer's Dole. That was something else, wasn't it? Yes. That was like, we can't follow that, so. We had a blessing as well, didn't we? Oh, we had a blessing as well. They said a prayer. I kind of didn't want to film during that because I thought it sort of seemed disrespectful. My GoPro did start bleeping and go off like halfway through, which was quite annoying. I felt bad about that. So yeah, there's Dominic now, who I think was the priest that served us, yes, and said a blessing and a prayer. It was amazing. Like, whether you're religious or not, it's just, you do it out of respect. It was incredible, yeah. There's the Porter's Lodge shop, and that's where we went in and got our bread. And was it beer?
Yeah.
Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah.
It was actually really nice. I liked it. I drank that really quick.
Any more?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll have a bottle, please, yeah. How good was that?
It was brilliant.
That was a proper, like, historical tidbit. I hope you enjoyed that. I think it's probably best to leave the video here. I hope you've enjoyed this one. We certainly have. That's literally, I'm going to live off that for quite a while. That was so cool. So thank you very much for joining us on this one. I hope you're looking forward to the rest of the series, the South Downs Way. I certainly am. I cannot wait now to. That's sort of like invigorated me to do it. Cheers, Mike, for joining me on this one.
It's been great. Thank you.
It's been really good.
It has.
And yeah, we've definitely got to do at least another section together, I think.
Absolutely.
Definitely, yeah, because Mike really wants to do the South Downs Way as well. I'm hoping to get it completed this year, sort of September time would be good, while we've still got good daylight and that. Yeah, no, it's going to be great. So yeah, I hope you're looking forward to it. I certainly am. This is just the beginning. Cheers for watching, cheers for joining us. Until next time, take care of yourselves, look after each other, stay safe everyone, be nice to one another and get out there and explore. Come on, life's too short. Do amazing things like this. See you soon. Bye.